Hello, I'm Daniel McNicholas. You were channeling the cosmos, and this is the start of a video series. And as you know, when I do videos, I don't know what I'm going to say. And from doing many sessions and programs and things with different clients, they all told me the feedback I kept on getting was don't have a plan. It's better when you just come on here without a plan and wing it. So I figured I'm not going to plan this video series, and not because I like doing it, because actually the feedback is it's better. So here it goes. So the video series is going to be called I don't know. And the funny part is it's not just I don't know the title, but actually the title is I don't know. And the idea is embracing the confusion and I don't know and the unknown, right? So the I don't know is the idea that we can just go into a situation and show up and be, and that's all we need to do. There doesn't have to be a plan. There doesn't have to be an idea. There doesn't have to be a topic. Like, you just go into it with no idea what's going to happen. And you're spontaneous and you're living from the heart, because the heart doesn't know what's going to happen. And it doesn't mean you wouldn't build something. So you wouldn't start by building a foundation and then building up to here and building up to here and having an idea, right? Because my plan is not to have a plan, so it's kind of a plan. But the point is that when we come from this space of not knowing we're connected to our hearts, if I had an idea what this video series was coming, I would have planned it in my head, and I would have sat there and planned it, probably. And then I would have came in here and you would have known I pre-scripted it, and it's boring. Have you ever, that's why the best parts of Saturday Night Live were the parts that were unscripted, because it was heart-centered and you needed some plan of the structure, right? I still knew I was going to make a video, but the inside of the structure is as much lack of planning as possible so we can roll this way. So thank you for trusting me and going with it. And obviously, if you want to channel the cosmos, it's not planned, right? The tree doesn't plan to grow. The tree just grows and knows it's going to happen. And this is my gift, is the improv. So this is what I give. I'm not good at planning. If I had to plan this 12 videos I'm creating, I would have to do so much work. I can't do that. I would have never done it. I would never had enough time and material to plan 12 freaking things. So even the video shaking, because I didn't plan a way of putting the camera correctly. But that's what makes it real. You know, it's not so structured. And that's what I think we crave. You know, even like movies, people are liking movies that are grainy and look real and are from a real story because it's heart-centered. And we want actors to be unscripted, right? The best actors go on stage with some plan, but they let the actors just go with it. And that's what we love. The musicians that do that. And that's what we crave. And that's because we're craving heart-centered connection right now. We're craving that heart. And the heart comes from the vulnerable in the moment. Oh, I don't know what's going to happen, but let's go with it. That's the heart loves it. So I don't know that we have to tap into to create. We have to tap into I don't know to create something. If you know what's going to happen, you're not being creative. You're just in a box. And that's okay to be in a box. But you have to give in to the unknown. Or you're in a constant chase of concrete planning, achievement-based life, and you're going to get tired and everything is going to crumble. And that's okay. However, we have to be present with that's the case. And life is not planned, and we can't grow from that. We can't grow from a place of knowing. It's required. You're going to have some planning, some knowing. I'm not saying never, ever have thoughts and know what's prepared. It's not what I'm saying. However, we're way skewed towards that direction. So we got to go back way the other way to begin the unknown mystery of life. If you ever went on a vacation and you knew exactly where to go and there's no freedom and you're like, oh my God, this sucks. Have you ever known a job that every day is the same? Why do you even want to know what's going to happen? That's a question. Why do you want to know what's going to happen? I want you to sit. I'm going to sit with the two for a minute and ask myself, why do I need to know what's going to happen? And we're going to just sit with that for a little bit. Because If you just listen to me talk, you're not going to get anything out of this. But if we can do some activities while these videos go, we will. So sitting with yourself for a minute and feeling, why do I need to know what's going to happen next? Mm. Yeah. And think about what you got. Tell you what I came up was that my parents would get mad at me if I made a mistake. And they didn't allow me to make mistakes. They wanted me to get it right. And probably because some they wanted to get it right. But by needing, I need to know the future so I could get things right, so then I wouldn't be hurt by them. And that's crazy, huh? Like you didn't even know that. Like, why do we plan? Why do we need to know the future? Why are we so obsessed with the future? Hmm. We'd never get it right. Everyone says, I'm going to make a plan and it's not going to go by plan. Then why are you planning so much? Like, you know, it's not even one. We plan even though we know it's not going to work. It's like saying, like, I'm going to go get this surgery, but I know it's not going to work. Like, why are you doing it? You're like literally wasting your time planning because you know it's not going to go by the plan. So what's the point? I know I was channeling angels for a long time and all of them said, stop planning so much. Like, it was the message I got for a year over and over. Why are you planning? It never goes by the plan. It's really like setting yourself up for failure. And it's funny, and the reason we plan is to not to fail, and then we fail at keeping the plan. So we're creating failure by planning. It's ridiculous. It's literally hilarious. And I know it's fun planning. You could do it. And sometimes you have to. Like, if you want to go to Europe, you got to buy the plane ticket. But you buy the plane ticket in a minute. You could just go, I'm going to go to England and buy the plane ticket tomorrow. Instead of you do like a 10-year research and planning to get the ticket, unless, or you got to save up the money, right? You're like, I need $200. Okay, so right now I'm going to spend a little less money to save up the money and get the plane ticket. You don't have to plan. You're just going step by step anyways to get there. So I know when I have an idea, I follow it right away. I'm just like, I want to make these videos. Did you know I had the idea to create this video series 2 days ago? And today my intuition told me to come home and make them. So in 2 days, I made something. I didn't plan it. I didn't have to do a bunch of work. I didn't do a bunch of research. I didn't have to go online and Google how to make a video series. I mean, I knew how to do Zoom, so I just put on Zoom and started recording. I was like, let's just do it. And then my brain went, well, but I gotta have good lighting, and like I gotta wear the right clothes, and what if the video's grainy and shaking? And something in me was like, no, just do it. Just make the video. Just make it. Who cares? Who cares anyways, right? Like, even I think of video games or a movie, like the movies are great movies, they're still in black and white. Doesn't matter if there's special effects. Like, I could have like a plane behind me going, look at this. And maybe that's cool, but that's not what really matters, right? So I made the video, even though I was scared and thought all these things. I could have went so detailed, and my ego just doesn't want to do it. It makes all these excuses. I know what I'll do. I'll make a video series. It won't be perfect, and then I'll make another one that's better. It's like, how do you make a basketball three-point shot? You have to miss a bunch of three-point shots, and you probably got to shoot a little closer to start. So you got to start somewhere. If you never shoot the ball, you can't do anything. So this is what planning does. It keeps us from actually doing and accomplishing our dreams. It's the blocker. Oh, once I have enough money and income, then I'll join that program. There's like 1,000 ways to get money. You can Uber, you can get a credit card, you can get a loan, you can ask everyone for money, you can go pedal on the street, you can get a second job. There's like a billion reasons, but our excuse is money. Like, there's not enough money. Like, there's plenty of ways to get money. Plenty of ways. So whatever that excuse is, it's in the way, right? Like, stop making excuses. And this doesn't mean these things aren't real, but there is a way around it. There's always a way. People came to this country with no money and 10 cents and found a house and made a life. If they can do that, you can do this too. So, and I'm seeing you bigger, like just do it. Just do it. Just great. Just go. Just go. Don't plan, go. And you are going to stumble and you're going to get embarrassed and you're going to look ridiculous. And that's okay. Because everyone does. Michael Jordan even missed shots. So you can miss them too. And this is what our society is ingrained in us from our parents. And I felt it. So I'm sharing like that perfectionism, that you can't make mistakes, that you got to get it right, right? You got to write your paper and there's got to be no mistakes in the paper when you turn it in. That's impossible. You could have wrote 10 papers in the time you took to correct one. But we're worried about perfectionism instead about the content of the paper. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, I don't get it. I never gotten it. And there's other people that can correct your paper in 10 minutes that might take you 10 hours. So by wanting to get one thing perfect, by the time we got that one thing perfect, we could have created 20 more things. It's like if you want to plant a garden, you need to plant the seeds and see how it goes. And it's probably not going to work the first time, but by the third year, you have a crazy great garden. But if you did research for 10 years to freaking learn how to do a garden, then you would never even, and then you would still mess up the first time. I know when I was in counseling school, I learned a lot about counseling. You know how I learned how to be a counselor? I went out there, did it really bad for a while, and got better. I learned, as people ask me how I learned how to be a counselor, I was like, I went and counseled people. I learned some material that's important, but really what it took is getting out there and looking stupid and practicing. So unless you go do it, if you want to run a business, go fail at a couple businesses. How else are you going to learn to run a business? Not by reading a book about running a business and watching YouTube videos. You need to go run the business. I mean, that's how you're going to learn. So, and the idea is you don't know where it's going to become. You never know what's going to become. I mean, the Beatles didn't know they were going to freaking go to India and do LSD and then make that music. They didn't know. They didn't know that was their direction. They just kept on creating. And they never stayed the same. And that's why they're considered one of the best bands of all time to a lot of people. Because they didn't have a plan and they didn't have, this is what I am and I'm going to stay with this type of music forever. Like, that's why they did so well. The Grateful Dead became a big band because they improvised on stage. They were winging it. They had some plan and structure. They had songs, but really they were winging it a lot of the times. That's why they became a worldwide sensation. So that's what Jim Carrey is, a big actor, because he would improv on stage. When even in movies, he would become the character in improv. That's why they did so well. Even if you're creating a magazine, the people that just made ideas right away and went with it were the ones that were successful, not the ones that sat on the idea forever. Because if you don't do the idea when you're excited, it's not going to work. It's gonna fizzle. You know how people always have ideas but never do them? It's because they don't act on them right away. They have an idea and then they make it, and then they slowly make excuses why that idea is wrong, and they never do it. I tried to make a T-shirt company once on the internet, selling T-shirts, and it didn't work. But now I use Facebook ads for other things, so I learned how to do Facebook ads by making this T-shirt company that never went. But I learned a lot, like how to invest money into a company and what it took. Like, I learned some things just by doing it and failing. And who cares if it failed? I learned a lot. So that's the idea, is go out there and fail. Don't know where it's going to go. Jump in full force. It's like people that date. They're like, I'm going to find a right partner, but I don't want to go out there and try and date. I'm like, well, that's how you find it. You got to get out there and fail. 3 bad relationships will get you the best relationship. 3 ones that fail give you the one that succeeds. You run 4 failed businesses, that's what's going to help you succeed. You miss 3 shots, you'll make 1. That's the idea. You have to go and fail. But everyone out there in the world is planning not to fail. Plan to fail. Plan to get it wrong. Don't know what's going to happen. Go out there and do that. That's how people make lots of money and are successful. They don't know they're failing. They're failing all the time. And they're creating constantly and failing, creating and failing, creating and failing, and creating and failing, and succeeding once, and then they hit it big. That's how you do it. So that's the idea. And when you don't know, when you tap into that not knowing, when you get on the phone with someone and don't have a plan how the conversation's going to go, it'll go so much better. The best dates I've ever been on, I didn't plan them. I just went with it. And it was crazy good. Because it's unexpected. The only way to get things you haven't already done is to not know, right? So it's like, say you want to go to a different country, right? You can go to the same vacation every year. And people do that, and that's fine. But if you want to go on something new, experience something new, you don't know how it's going to go, right? You want to go to India, let's say. You've never been to India. So the way to experience something new and amazing is to not know what it's going to be like. And that's a lesson in life. If you want to have fun and experience something new, which is exciting and nerve-wracking, right? It's nerve-wracking. You go to a country you don't know. Easy to go to one you've already been to. But if you don't know, the possibilities are endless. From a state of don't know, anything's possible. From a state of I know, only some things are possible. You're in a box. You're constricted by what you know. I don't know why I'm doing that. But that idea, and it's funny. Like, it's really funny. Like, people are like, I don't know, I'm going to start a company, but I need to know it's going to work first. I'm like, how do you know it's going to work? You better fails first. Drives me crazy. Drives me crazy. It's a joke. It's a joke that we have to know. We're so addicted to the mind that we have to know everything. Being really smart and clever and knowing a lot of things can be a really barrier to your success. You know, people that are really successful usually don't have a lot of education. Have you met that guy that didn't graduate from 3rd grade that owns his own company? Because he's not freaking like, I know everything. He's like really open. He's like, I'm not that smart, but I'll listen to everyone else and then I'll just go for it. And it's almost like you need a little stupid in you, right? Like, I think of Ricky Bobby. Like, you need a little more of that cowboy stupid. And I think America needs a little more of that. Like, I don't know what's going to happen. Go for it. We all pretend like we're stubborn know-it-alls. And I do it. So that's what I'm saying. Stop it. Stop being a stubborn know-it-all. It's not going to work. You don't know. I started a company and I did not know where it was going to go. Every moment it's changed. It's always been a constant shift. And it's so fun. If I knew what my company was going to be in 10 years, like people want a 10-year plan. You know what I know what's going to happen in 10 years? Know what I know what's going to be in 10 years? If I knew anything in 10 years, my life is going to be totally not what I expected it to be. I know 10 years before this, 31, I did not expect to be sitting here right now making this live video. Not planned. Not planned. I was an atheist that didn't believe in God or the universe or anything. And now I'm a spiritual life coach. Couldn't have planned that in my 10-year plan. I'm glad I didn't, because it would have been a fun ride. It's like we want to go on a roller coaster and know the whole ride. We're like sitting there. So what we do, this is how most people live life. They're about to go on a roller coaster, which is life. And you sit there and you literally look at a map of videos and research the roller coaster for like a year. And then you go on the ride. But you would just learn a lot more if you just went on the ride. You would have skipped a year of research and doing stuff. You just did it. I have this like idea. I was like, one time I was on a hike and I was walking and I was like, man, I need to run more often. Like, I would really like to run, trail run. Maybe I should plan to do that. And I literally stopped in the middle of the trail, laughed at myself, being like, you are on a hike right now and you could just run. And I started running on the hike. Like, it was such a ridiculous thing that I did. I was like, why am I planning to run on a hike when I'm on a hike? It's like people like planning to be like, I plan to be a vegetarian next month. I'm like, oh, just stop eating meat right now. Like, what are you doing? If that's what you want to do, like, do it now. Stop eating meat now. Throw the meat away in your fridge. You're not going to do it next month. You're just going to eat a bunch of meat and you're going to like it, which is not wrong if you eat meat. I'm not judging. But whatever it is you want to do, like, that's what you need to do now. You want to be a writer, you probably need to start writing and then share it on Facebook or something right now. You want to be a musician, you probably need to start playing guitar. You don't need a plan to play guitar. And if you don't have a guitar, then you start working to buy the guitar, right? Then you get out there and you get the second job or whatever it is to get the guitar. Or you research guitar right now, the guitar you're going to buy. How many things we could do if we just did them right now? You know how many things we do? I one time in a month learned ukulele, juggling, and something else because I was just doing them. I wasn't planning. I just started playing them, and it worked. It's so easy to learn stuff if you just do it. Whatever it is you want to learn. But people are just distracted, and they're like, oh, I don't want to learn something. I'd rather sit here and watch TV or whatever you want to do. That's not wrong. You'd be much happier if you were learning something and doing something new. Thirsty, an hour video. I got to drink some water. And think about it like, so I snowboarded for 4 years, and I haven't snowboarded in 2 years. And people are like, why are you snowboarding? I'm like, honestly, I got really good at it, and I didn't have much else to learn. And it was getting boring. I liked snowboarding more when I was falling down and learning it than I did when I was just doing it. And that doesn't mean you couldn't keep on learning it. It's just not my passion that I want to do every day. But the fun part was learning it. Like I do yoga. I was first starting to do yoga all week. And I was like, this is amazing. I suck at it. Like I get to learn. I get to progress. That's the fun part. That's the best thing about yoga. I love juggling. That's my passion. What I love about it is learning new things, and constant never ends. Like there's a constant new challenge I want to learn. I want to juggle 4 balls and 5 balls and 6 balls and 7 balls. And I want to learn this trick. Like it's so much to learn. I'm never going to get it. And I love that. There's never an end. It's not that I'm happy because I'm going to get to a certain point of juggling. The point is that I get to learn and constantly be challenged and grow. And this is a metaphor for life. We get to constantly be challenged and grow. And that's because we don't know, right? We haven't done the thing yet. That's what's fun. It's not fun because running a business or getting money or abundance. It's not fun getting the money. It's fun learning how to do it and changing your mindset and getting a breakthrough and going up here and going up here and going up here and going up here. Hiring that person. That's fun. It's like this game, right? Like you ever played like SimCity or something? Or I played Dino Park 2 where you created a dino park. The fun part wasn't getting the successful park. It was building the park. Like that's the fun. This life is a game. It's supposed to be fun when you level up and progress. And instead we're like planning it out and making it so serious. And planning is serious. Man, have you seen like a person that plans so seriously? Like to the point where they're like, we're going to spend this much money each week. And you're like, oh my God. Like we're going on a vacation. I don't know how much I'm going to spend. Like what? Like I know I need to save up a certain amount of money, but I'll figure it out as I go. And that's not how life works. Life isn't by a script. Usually you spend 300 one week and 100 this week and 300 this week and 500 this week and 100 this week and 50 this week. Like that's how it works. It's never linear like that. It's never so easy. And we're like addicted to the quantitative viewpoint of consciousness. Like it always has to be structured. We're so in the mind. So as a culture, we're in our minds. We're so in our mind. So we have to have everything understood. We have to have everything planned. We have to achieve. We have to think about what's next. We have to be living in the past and the future. We have to get it right. We have to be safe. We have to know what's happening. And that's great for our brain. Our brain is meant to have us survive, right? If you were attacked by a tiger once, then the next time you know a tiger's scary. That's why you remember the past in your brain. But there's a difference between a tiger and that your boss yelled at you. What's not death to you, but you think it is, and your brain thinks it is, because your brain is evolving, right? So instead of doing that, we need to make our brains an appreciation machine, so you appreciate everything around you. You think thoughts that feel good, right? That's how you use your brain, and you create with your brain, right? It receives ideas, blah 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 blah. But if you don't get down to that heart center of not planning and not knowing in your body and trust that, which doesn't know what's happening next, but it can feel what's right. If you're like a gut instinct, that feeling in your body, I'm feeling it right now as I talk, that this is the right way to go. So your body, you feel the body, and you need to feel the body. You need to be in your body. You need to be conscious of your body. You need to understand your body. You need to be in your heart. You need to tap into this part of you, the part that doesn't know, the part that's willing to sell all your stuff and go on a road trip. The part of you that's willing to quit their job to serve their dreams. That is not logical. That you can't plan that. If you quit your job tomorrow and say, I'm going to start a random business, I don't know what it is, but I'm called to something bigger, your brain is going to go, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, right? It's like, okay, so say you never worked out before and then you want to work out. What does your brain do? Tell you not to go work out. It makes all the excuses in the world. I'm tired. The gym's far away. Like, your brain wants to stay the same. That's your ego. It doesn't want you to grow. It thinks it's death to itself if it changes. So that's why we hate change in this culture, right? People hate change as much as they vote for it. They really don't want it. So, like, the heart wants change. The heart is like, go to the gym. It'll feel good. I don't know what the gym's like, though. The spring goes, I don't know what the gym's like. I might look embarrassed. I might look stupid. I'm not in shape enough to go to the gym. Right? This is your brain. Your heart's like, go to the gym. You're great the way you are. You can look like an idiot. Who cares? That's why we have to tap into our heart. Our heart is what's going to get us to be the best we can be, not our brain. You're not going to figure it out. Stop it. Stop it. Stop figuring it out. Stop thinking you understand anything for a little bit. Stop it. Stop it. You stop it. So I want us to breathe and just feel into our body and heart. Do you know your heart is where your $1 million idea is? Do you know that's where you create the abundance? Not from your head, but from your heart. Did you know that the gold that Jesus was talking about was in the heart? The relationship you want is in your heart. The peace you want is in your heart. The joy you want is in your heart. The love from your mom or dad that you wanted is in your heart. Love is in your heart. Peace is in your heart. Your inner child is in your heart. The healing you desired has been in your heart all along. And this doesn't mean that you're not going to feel pain. Feel and breathe through the pain that you feel. Do not ignore it anymore. When you're feeling pain, sadness, anger, fear, you're growing. Good. Feel it. Don't ignore it anymore. We're a culture that avoids pain. We have painkillers. Painkillers. We drink alcohol. We take caffeine because we don't want to be tired. We watch TV so we don't have to feel our pain. We have a medical system that kills us, but it helps us avoid pain. We have a pharmaceutical industry that's run by avoiding pain. The fast food industry that's run by avoiding pain. We have to feel the pain. It's in our hearts and in our bodies. Can't ignore it anymore. We're going to destroy this earth if we do. So we have to be present with the unconscious pain that resists within our emotional and ethereal bodies and also our actual bodies. When we feel that pain, when we're with that pain, then it'll change. And you'll make changes once you feel the pain. You'll go to yoga. When you feel real painful, you start eating healthier, right? When the person finally finds out they have liver cancer, they stop drinking. Like, they have to feel the pain. The hangover helps you stop drinking, right? This is like your pain in your body. It's helping make you changes. The fear and the sadness and the anger help you make changes. So we need to feel them. We need to embrace those feelings whenever they come up. Don't create them. Don't create pain. Don't go torture yourself. That's what people do too. But feel it when it's triggered. Be with it. Be present with whatever's coming up. Whatever thought or whatever feeling. Be one with yourself as much as you can. And you do this by sitting with yourself for hours, or an hour at least a day of your time, sitting with yourself. No more ignoring ourselves. What instead of watching that one Netflix show that's 30 minutes, you sat with yourself for 30 minutes? What if you skip 2 shows and sat with yourself for an hour? In a month, your life would be 100,000 times better. Maybe not 100,000 quantify is better. Hard to quantify, but it'll be way better. I always say this because I know it's true because I've done it. I'm meditating for an hour a day. My whole life has changed. I'm doing this. I get to do what I love. It's because I did the work. I was sitting with my pain. I got off all prescription meds and things, and I sat with my pain, and I feel my sadness. I allowed myself to feel. And the reason I know this works is because I didn't allow myself to feel for so long. I ran away from everything. Now I feel it. And ironically, I feel way better than I ever felt by feeling my pain. It's a paradox. Because if you don't feel your pain and what's going on and sit with yourself, your subconscious pain is running your system. That's why you date the guy that's a jerk every time, or you date the woman that leaves you. Like, it's because you haven't felt your pain. You're repeating the same pattern. You don't even know it. And it's okay that you do. No judgment. But by feeling our pain, that's how we make changes. And by sitting with ourselves an hour a day, can you commit to that? Can you sit with yourself for 30 minutes to an hour a day? Can you commit to that? What can you commit to? Because if you don't commit to the work, it's not going to happen. If you don't commit to connecting to your heart, feeling your pain, you're not going to get over it. So many people reach out to me and want me to help them, and they're not willing to do the work themselves. They're not willing to either pay, they're not willing to sit with themselves, or not. They just want me to give them the answers. I'm like, it's like me coming to a personal trainer and be like, hey, professional trainer. He's like, what? Be like, I want to lose weight. And personal trainer's like, well, come with me. Of course, I got to eat, so you got to pay me money. And then, we'll work out together. And the guy's like, no, I don't want to work out, but I want to lose weight. Can you do it for me? Personal trainer's like, no. And that's how spirit coaches are too. And therapists, they can't do it for you. You got to do the work yourself. That's why one of my boundaries is working with people that are willing to do the work. Because it's wasting my time. It's a waste of their time. So we got to do the work. So we got to commit. You wouldn't tell someone they're going to lose weight if they don't eat healthy. You're also not going to get rid of your emotional pain if you don't sit with yourself and feel it. It's not. It's not going to work. There's no way around it. There's no magic spell trick that'll do it. So where's your pain? What do you need to feel right now? What lies beneath the surface? What lies within you? What's preventing you from just sitting with yourself for 30 minutes, an hour a day? What excuse do you have? I'm too busy? I can tell you that this will save you lots of time because you'll be connected with your heart and you won't be running your subconscious. You won't be planning as much. That'll already save you a bunch of time. You'll be able to go to the grocery store without having to make a list. That already saved you 20 minutes. I know by meditating today, I was able to make this video. All the meditation got me to make this video without any plan. You know how much time that saved me? I'm making an hour video without doing any planning. You remember what it took to make an hour presentation? That would have taken me months of work. I don't have to do that now. What would it take for you to connect with yourself? How would your life change? I know that I've made more money, been more abundant, love my job more, wake up every day excited, get up earlier in the morning, eat healthier, exercise more, been doing yoga, juggle, go outside and hike, have better friends, have better relationships, all because of meditating, sitting with myself, and doing the spiritual work. Like, what can it do for you? I don't know if it's exactly the same thing. I can only talk from my experience, but I can tell you how much it will increase your life. It will change everything. It'll push you to places you've never been. It'll create space within you. Let's sit here for, I want you to sit here for 10 minutes. And whenever a thought or a feeling comes up in your body or mind, just be with it and love it. Say, I love that in your head. If you say, if something in your head goes, I don't want to sit here and this is boring, say, I love that I'm bored. Just be with it. Love everything that comes up for the next 10 minutes. Continue to sit with yourself, feeling anything that comes up, seeing any thought that comes up, becoming the observer of what is happening inside. Almost as if you're auditing your own system. What lies beneath it all. Continue to feel your body and your heart staying with it. Remember, you can breathe deeply. Oh, how did that feel in your body? I don't calm me down. It allowed me to fall into my heart. It allowed me to fall into my body. It felt freeing. Feels like I'm calmer. What do you feel? How could this for 6 times longer than this a day change your life? How would you react to the things that used to bother you? Would you be less angry? Would you be less stressed? Which would give you more energy? It's time to do this. It's time to go work out your spiritual self. It's necessary for your growth. And it's going to be uncomfortable to meditate at first. It's going to be painful, uncomfortable. You're not going to like it, and that's fine. It's like getting in a hot tub. At first, it's really hot, but then it feels really good. That's how pain is. And it will go away. It always does. The only reason pain ever persists is because we resist it and don't feel it. We know that. So let's do the work. Let's do what we say. Let's do what we read. Let's do what we tell other people to do. Let's start doing it. Let's start being examples. Because unless you're doing it, so say you work with clients, right? Say you're a haircut stylist. Would you want to go to a hairstylist that doesn't have good hair? I like hairstylists that have cool haircuts. Would you want to go to a spiritual store with someone that's not spiritual? It's really confusing. So we got to put in the work. You got to do the thing. You got to get disciplined a little bit. It's okay. Not been taught discipline in this culture. We've been taught in consumption, which is different. Discipline is going to the gym every day. Consumption is going to a job consistently, hating my life, feeling fear, and then going buy stuff. That's what we've been taught. Hate your life. Oh, I hate going to school, but here's a toy. You get to have fun 10% of the time. That's what we taught. Horrible, right? Well, how do we change that culture? Meditation, disconnecting, choosing different choices, going for things, connecting with our hearts. Yoga, being disciplined, being in the moment, being present. These are the things we need to do. We need to do them, not read about them and talk about them, do them. And I've done the same thing. It's funny. I think of the hippie that was just positive but never did anything. It's great. You want to be positive. You want to visualize. But if you want to be an actor, you got to act. If you want to be a spiritual teacher, you got to meditate. If you want to be a personal trainer, you got to work out. If you want to be basketball, you got to play basketball. If you want to be a nurse, you got to go to nursing school and you got to go start nursing. You got to start taking care of some people. You want to sell your product, go out there and learn to sell your product. Get out there somewhere. Create an Etsy site. Do something to start the business. It doesn't even have to be the right thing. Just do one thing. Get the train moving. Because if you don't do one thing, you don't even know if it's the wrong thing. Like, I would rather, if someone wanted a relationship, I would tell them to go date people, and they'd be like, what if I date the wrong person? Well, good. Because then at least you're figuring it out. Go get it wrong. Don't know if it's going to work out. Do it even though you don't know. I went door to door, and I would go to 40 to 50 doors a day, and I would get 5 to 10 donations. That means 30 times at least I was failing. And I didn't know what was going to happen. But I had to put myself out there 40 to 50 times to get it. And I got better at that the more I did it. Like anything. To be better, more present, we have to be present. The more times we're present, the more times we feel the chair and we get out of our minds and we notice what's around us, the better we get at it. You don't become present by just having a moment of enlightenment. It takes, most people, it happens slowly over time. That's okay. That's fun. That's the growth, right? That's what we want to keep on growing. Even though you're present, you can become more present and more present. You can master being in the moment, right? That's why I become a Zen master. If you want to become a master, that's a really good word because it takes time. And it takes apprentices and mentors and people helping you and things to become that master. We all are becoming a Zen master. We're all becoming a Jesus type. That's our goal. That's our inner goal, right? To connect with our inner master, our inner presence. It takes practice. It takes time. Jesus took till he was 30-something, and he's Jesus, and his dad was God. So if it took him that long, and he had a pretty good mentor and came from he had good genes. I'm sure his dad wasn't actually God, but, it's a joke. So what are you going to do to tap into the unknown? What are you going to go for today? How are you going to challenge yourself? What are you going to commit to? What are you going to do right now that's going to change your life? What can you do right now? What can you do today? That's the challenge I give you. What can you do today to change your life? What can you commit to? Can you commit to meditating? Can you commit to doing yoga? Can you commit to reading more books? What can you commit to? What can you commit to? And it's got to be new and scary and uncomfortable. Commit to something uncomfortable. I always think of skydiving. I use this example a lot. It's the scariest thing at first and it's the most exhilarating thing afterwards. What can you commit to? Become the person that doesn't take the same route to a place, but takes a different route because it's a new experience. Become that person in your life. They'd rather experience something new than something you've done before. What is something new you can do? If you lived every year the same, how boring would your life be? If every year was the same. What if you went to the same job every year? Then you did the same thing after work every year. And then you went to the same vacation every year. It starts to get boring, right? If you're eating the same food every day, even pizza starts. Well, pizza might be an example that's not get bad at some point, but at least you're going to try different toppings. Do something new. Challenge yourself. Get out there. Don't know. Are you going to do it? Can you go back to your small self? Or are you going to become big? Small, big. Ooh, ah. The people that do the greatest things have failed the most. They've gone through the most challenge. You hear the story of someone starting a great business or a great activity or a great organization, but like, man, there was no uncomfortableness. How uncomfortable are you willing to be? And by being willing and comfortable, you get really good at being uncomfortable. It doesn't even feel that bad anymore. It's funny how it works. Like in contortionists, they get good at being uncomfortable because they're just used to it. What can you do today to change your life? What commitment can you make? How much can you tap in with your heart? How much can you surrender to what is? Being present and being spiritual, be present like a monk, is not being lazy. It claims constant attention. You know when you go in the same way to work that sometimes you fall asleep going home from work? That's because you're not present. A present person would take a different route to stay present. How are you going to stay present? What are you going to do to increase your presence? Because presence is everything. Your connection to the moment is everything. How are you going to create that for you? You're going to juggle, you're going to climb trees, you're going to go to nature, you're going to walk, you're going to meditate. What are you going to do? I juggle. Juggle gets me in the moment. I dance. I go in nature. I go on walks. I meditate to embrace that moment. What's going to get you in the moment? Are you going to go swimming? What gets you in the moment? What can you do? Because it's not, the more things you do to get yourself in the moment, the more that you commit to that, whatever way you do it. Give you lots of options because I don't want to just give you one. The more that you practice, the better you're going to get at it. You're going to be happier. You're going to enjoy the life way more. You're going to attract a better relationship. You're going to attract more money. You're going to be more successful in your business. You're going to be more present during sex. You're going to be more present during everything. You're just going to be better. Michael Jordan was successful because someone taught him mindfulness, Phil Jackson. He didn't teach him to play basketball better. He did. But really what he taught him was to have a better mindset and to be present. Michael Jordan was already good at basketball. He didn't need someone to tell him how to play basketball. He needed someone to tell him how to be in the moment and how to be present. Because all of them could have the same skill sets. They all had time to practice. What was going to make them better than the other person was their mindset. Michael Jordan was more physically adept when he was 22 than when he was 30, but he won championships when he was 30. What changed? That's what changed. That's the difference. That is the difference. Is your connection to the flow, a connection to the moment. That's why someone like Tom Brady in sports can win the game. and you know he's going to. It's almost like he's just so present. He's in it. He has that fire and that knowing. He's connected to his heart. People that do great things and courageous things and make comebacks and go to the moon or whatever, they're in their hearts. They're crazy. The people, the people that don't become astronauts are the people that say, I can't be an astronaut, I got to be a stockbroker. And that's not bad, be a stockbroker. The person went after their dreams and they were crazy in their hearts. They just kept on doing it. They had to be smart, but like they went for it and they didn't care if they failed because at least they did it. Even if they didn't become an astronaut, at least they went for it. And then they had no regrets. You don't regret when you go for it with your heart. Even if you fail, you won't regret it. I know all my regrets is because I didn't go for it. I never regretted going for it and not doing well. And that's what it takes. Connection to the heart does that. The mind keeps you from going for it. You don't create a business here. You don't create your life here. You don't create abundance here. You create it here. So I challenge you to meditate an hour a day. I challenge you to be in the flow. I challenge you to connect to presence. I challenge you to do the spiritual work it takes. And by doing this work, your business will grow, your relationships will get better, your life will get better. You'll feel better, you'll have more energy, you'll sleep better, you'll eat healthier. You'll have a better relationship with your family, better relationship with your kids, better relationship with your boss. You might like the job that you thought you hated because you cultivated this connection to you. Be yourself. Go for it. Go ask that girl out. Go ask that guy out. Go do that thing. Worst case, they say no. But then you know. Then you know. And you can relax. Be like a kid. The kid jumps out of the tree, doesn't worry about breaking his leg. And when a kid breaks his leg, then he doesn't get over that tree again. We need to learn like children. But as children, we were told what we did was wrong. Jumping out of the tree wasn't wrong. It was okay to break your leg. Because now you know not to jump out of trees. And you're a little more careful next time you jump. You learn from experience. You just do. You can't learn to sail a boat if you're not ever sailing a boat. You can't learn to drive a car without getting in a car and driving it and looking like an idiot. You got to go get the experience. And you got to go do it. And you got to fall and break your leg. That's okay. Go out and fail and do something stupid. And then fail again. And 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 when you fail, go, yes, I did it. I went for it. I challenge you to do that. Meditate an hour a day. Mindfulness. Yoga, juggling, hula-hooping, whatever you do. Tap into that flow. Being comfortable and go for it. Well, this is the first hour. We did it. Thanks for sticking in with it. And I'll see you in the next video of the video series, I Don't Know.